So the next type of transformation we're going to discuss is called a reflection. You've seen reflections pretty much every day of your life. Every time you brush your teeth to get ready in the morning, anytime you've looked in a mirror, you've seen a reflection. So a reflection is a transformation because it makes an exact copy of the original figure. If you're looking in a mirror, it makes a copy of you. There are some differences though. Like when you brush your teeth, if you're right-handed, you're brushing your teeth with your right hand, your reflection is going to be brushing his or her teeth with their left hand. So there's some similarities, but there's also some differences. I found these pictures and I thought they were kind of cool just to kind of illustrate what's going on here. If you look, the hot air balloon's up in the air. The lake that they're floating over is our mirror. So what happens is if you look at how this balloon here, the bluish balloon is kind of shaped, this purple curve here is reflected kind of backwards down here. It's not an exact copy like a translation was, it's a mirrored copy. The mountains, this slope kind of goes to the right, this slope kind of goes to the right, but it's upside down. So just kind of some neat pictures here. There's another line here. It's a little less visible, but this is our line of reflection here. So all of these reflections that we do are going to be across a line. So that line is called a mirror line. So what I've done here is I've got a couple little pictures. This is a reflection across a horizontal line. This one's a reflection across a vertical line. And then the one at the bottom is a reflection across a diagonal line. Now the ones across a diagonal line are actually kind of hard to do. We're going to put those off. We may not even do them at all. We're going to focus on doing the ones across the vertical line and the horizontal line because in the coordinate plane, we have some built-in vertical and horizontal lines. The nice thing about these reflections and what makes them kind of easy to do in the coordinate plane is this idea that distance or length is preserved. That means it doesn't change. So what I mean by that in this graph, the original picture is the one on the right here, and the copy is the one on the left. The distance being preserved, this vertical line through the center, our y-axis, this point A is 1 unit away from that axis. Well, when I reflect it, its copy is 1 unit away, but on the other side. So A is 1 unit away on the right, A prime is 1 unit away on the left. If I do the same thing with B and with C, I get this reversed copy. So B is 5 units away on the right, so my green line on the left is 5 units away to get B prime. And then C is 4 units away on the right, so its copy is 4 units away on the left. So if you can basically count the distance your point is from the axis you're flipping it over, these aren't too bad to do. So the way I do these, you need to pay attention to what axis you're going across. The y-axis is the vertical axis. The x-axis is the horizontal axis. So in this one, we're reflecting it over the x-axis. So this picture up here is going down. It's getting flipped across the x-axis. If you're not paying attention to what you're doing on these, you may flip it around the wrong axis. Now, it might look like a good copy, and you may have done it correctly, but if you're not doing it across the right axis, it's not going to work. So 1 point at a time. My A is 8 units above the x-axis, so my A prime needs to be 8 units below the x-axis. B is 4 units above, so the copy needs to be 4 units below. C is 6 units above, so the copy needs to be 6 units below. Now, notice they're lined up vertically. So my A copy, my A prime, lines up with the A originally above the axis. C lines up with C prime, and B lines up with B prime. When you're making these pictures in your Jamboard, that's the assignment because it's easy to make the points, do the best you can. I know some of you are struggling to do these without a mouse. I have a pen that I can use to draw my pictures, so it's a little bit easier. Just do the best you can with your mouse. Again, pay attention to what axis you're reflecting across. We're going to worry about the mappings at a later date. There's mappings for reflections just like there are translations. All right, last one here, we're reflecting it across the y-axis. So this one's going across the vertical axis, so it's going to be flipped left and right. But I'm going to go the same way. D is 7 units to the left, so my copy needs to be 7 units to the right. There's my new D. F is 3 units away, So it needs to be 3 units away, but on the other side. And then E would be over here at 7 units. Again, we'll worry about the mappings later, but for now, just actually do the reflections.